Hello, thank you for joining us for Building Strong Communities. I'm Erica Manny, the Chief Executive Officer for the American Red Cross Central Appalachia region. I hope this show will provide you with vital information to help keep you and your loved ones safe and build strong and resilient communities. The mission of the American Red Cross is to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies by mobilizing the power of volunteers and the generosity of donors. The Red Cross aspires to turn compassion into action so that all people affected by disaster across the country and around the globe receive care, shelter, and hope. Our communities are ready and prepared for disasters. Everyone has access to safe, life-saving blood and blood products. All members of our armed services and their families find support and comfort whenever needed. And in an emergency, there are always trained individuals nearby, ready to use their Red Cross skills to save lives. Through this show, we'll provide you with critical life-saving information for you, your family, and your community. In today's episode, we'll also explore how the Red Cross works with partners to support our local communities and how you can help through our holiday campaign, Give Something That Means Something. We will start by exploring our 5 lines of service at the Red Cross. On May 21st, 1881, Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross, guided by an intense devotion to helping others. She forged a bold path of service to help those in need and considered a visionary whose humanitarian spirit helped change the world. Today, the American Red Cross serves communities down the street, across the country, and around the world, centered around 5 lines of service. The first of these is blood services. Every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs blood. It's essential for surgeries, cancer treatment, chronic illnesses, and traumatic injuries. The Red Cross provides about 40% of our nation's blood and blood components, all from generous volunteer donors. But supply can't always meet demand because only about 3% of age-eligible people donate blood annually. Approximately 29,000 units of red blood cells are needed every single day in the U.S. A single car accident victim can require as many as 100 units of blood. Blood and blood platelets cannot be manufactured. They can really only come from volunteer donors, where one donation can help save up to 3 lives. The most visible line of service is disaster services. The American Red Cross responds to an emergency every 8 minutes, from small house fires to multi-state natural disasters, going wherever needed so people can have clean water, safe shelter, and hot meals when they need them most. We respond to an average of more than 60,000 disasters every year, and that's possible with 95% of our disaster relief workers as volunteers. The Red Cross also works to prevent these disasters from occurring. Through our Home Fire campaign, Red Cross volunteers and community partners meet one-on-one with families in at-risk communities to share home fire safety information and install free smoke alarms with Sound the Alarm. Youth engagement is a critical part of our campaign with Prepare with Pedro for kindergarten through 2nd graders and the Pillowcase Project targeting 3rd to 5th graders. Red Cross volunteers also teach preparedness education, including Be Red Cross Ready and hands-only CPR. From the Civil War to today, a focus has always been our service to the armed forces. The Red Cross helps members of the military, veterans, and their families prepare for, cope with, and respond to the challenges of military service. Volunteers provide home comforts and critical services on bases and in military hospitals around the world. We support military families during deployments and emergencies. We continue serving our nation's veterans after their service ends, too. Every day, the American Red Cross provides 24/7 global emergency communication services and other support in military and veteran healthcare facilities across this country and around the world. Next is our training services. We train for the moments that matter by learning life-saving skills to give you confidence to act in the event of any emergency. Health emergencies happen every day, and we can benefit from a wide array of Red Cross trainings, such as first aid, CPR, lifeguarding, caregiving, babysitting, swimming, and water safety courses to provide you with the skills needed to prevent, prepare for, and respond to emergencies in our communities. So important with current events is our international services. As part of the world's largest humanitarian network, Red Cross and Red Crescent teams provide relief and hope in nearly every corner of the globe. Together, Red Cross and Red Crescent teams not only respond to emergencies such as earthquakes, droughts, and health epidemics, but also help neighborhoods prepare for future disasters and ensure that children receive the vaccines they need to stay healthy. This year, an all-time high of $24 billion disasters ravaged communities across the country, forcing thousands of people to flee their homes from severe storms, floods, and wildfires. What's more, families sweltered in the nation's hottest summer on record, including communities that rarely experience such extreme temperatures. Plus, back-to-back disasters led to a series of blood drive cancellations, which further strained the nation's blood supply that was already dwindling from summer travel and back-to-school activities. So far, in 2023, the Red Cross has distributed $108 million in financial assistance directly to people after U.S. disasters of all sizes. Our work includes expanded financial assistance programs for major disasters to help families bridge critical recovery gaps, such as security deposits for new housing and costs for home repairs. This is all on top of providing safe shelter, nutritious meals, and emotional support on a near constant basis for this year's worsening extreme disasters. Locally, over the last year, the Red Cross has assisted over 1,200 families who experienced a disaster, collected almost 54,000 units of life-saving blood, provided over 2,800 services to members of the military, veterans, and their families, installed more than 3,800 free smoke alarms, trained over 6,500 students in preparedness education, and trained over 28,000 people in life-saving skills such as CPR. Thank you for being with us, and please stay tuned. We'll be back after this quick break.
Sometimes I dream about you falling through the sky. Can hardly believe my own
eyes. Disasters don't take a break for the holidays. With your help, neither does the Red Cross.
Joining us today is Bradley Harris with cherished partner West Virginia American Water. Happy holidays and welcome, Bradley. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Erica. Thank you for having me. Happy holidays to you as well.
Well, thanks. I
cannot believe it's the holiday season.
It comes upon us so quickly, and you know, there are so many things that we like to do around the holidays and year end. What are some of the holiday traditions that you enjoy?
Well, I have two. So my family's from southern West Virginia, down in Raleigh County, so I always enjoy going home for the holidays, and I do two different things. We have cookie making. My mom is very, very passionate about her cookie making for the holidays, and then we also make treat baskets for folks in the community that need a little help during the holidays, and I think that's really where I find myself getting that spirit of giving around this time, so that's really special to me.
Well, thank you for mentioning that, and you all are always so thoughtful and giving to the American Red Cross and our community partners. I wonder if you might also talk about what your employees like to do around the holidays and supporting the community.
So we have a lot of things going on this year. We have employees all across West Virginia, about 22 different counties we serve, and so we let them decide what it is that they want to do. So this year we're doing coat drives with the United Ways, we're doing some bikes for some kids at community centers, we're doing toys for kids in Mercer County. I think we're going to be doing some toys up in Lewis County, shoes in Lewis County. So we really let our employees kind of decide what direction they want to go. And so we've really transitioned that. And so this year we go out, we put shoes on kids' feet, we deliver the bike. So it's a really heartwarming event when we go out. It's so nice.
Well, you do so much in the community, and it means so much to so many. You've talked about the variety of things that you're doing through American Water. You also help us tremendously at the American Red Cross.
That's
Can you
right.
talk to us about that experience?
We love our American Red Cross, and we're very active. I know you all are always there to answer our calls when we have something and we need to give back to our people who are, have a house fire or need blood, and so we always try to pick up that call. Most recently, we have partnered with you all on the emergency response vehicle, the ERV, as we call it, and so really happy to be part of that. And then also we do blood drives. So we're going to be doing a blood drive for the holidays. We're really excited about that. In addition to our Sound the Alarm. So we're really excited to be part of that campaign. We've been part of that, I think, for about 10 years now.
Yeah, we've been running that and going out and installing those free smoke alarms
That's right.
together for almost a decade.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
It's crazy.
It is. And, you are personally involved as well with the work that we do at American Red Cross. So what moves you to be a part of what we're doing?
Well, I just love any time of the day or night that I need something. And you're always one of my first calls. You know that. You've been a valued partner as well. And always if there's something we need, to do or want to give back, we got to call Erica and see what we can do. And you always say, this is what we need, depending on the event. Flooding, we've been part of the flooding response, so really enjoy being part of all that. And always know that it's a great investment and that you're going to do as much as you can with that gift. So really appreciate that.
Well, it means the world to not only our Red Cross team that, wants to get out there and help people when they need it most, but also, to those that we're serving. And so this
That's
mission cannot happen without its fuel, its funding.
That's
so
right.
Thank you. And, American Water is so thoughtful about that. Can you tell us about, not only why you personally are motivated to help, but, some of the reasons the company is motivated to help the Red Cross?
Well, we are involved in about 22 counties across West Virginia, so a large service area we have, and you all are statewide. So it's always really good to know, like I can call and say, hey, what's going on in Mercer County? Or we've got a group of employees that want to volunteer in Lewis County. And so it really is just that statewide reach that you all have, and we really love to partner with you. And as I said, if there's a need for blood or there's a need for a fire or a flood, we always make that an effort.
Well, given that you all have done so much with the Red Cross, might you suggest to the viewing audience how they could get involved and how easy it is?
Two ways. Volunteer. Obviously, you're always looking for volunteers and folks that can get out and help with, recovery efforts or have a blood drive. That's a way you can volunteer and give back through, your treasures. If you have money and you can make an extra, contribution, donate. I know you guys always, like I said, you're such good stewards of those dollars and really stretch them as far and make such a large impact. So that's another way you can give back as well.
Well, at West Virginia American Water, you all have supported us not only, like you said, with blood drives.
That's right.
And with disaster funding, and with boots on the ground help and sound the alarm and making sure that we're prepared for the most common disaster, not only here in our area, but across the country, and that's home fires. So we're, proud to be partnering with you all to prevent those. And also, you make sure that we had an emergency response vehicle. So no matter where we need to take this help,
That's right.
we're able to get there mobily, and that's so important to our mission. We tell people that there is something for everyone.
That's right.
At the Red Cross.
You could be involved somehow.
Yes. And so you all do it all, and the three things we always ask for is consider what you can give: blood, money, or time.
Right.
And so you all are, in so many ways, helping us with that, and you even have a seat on our regional board.
We do.
And so we look to you all in times of blue skies as well as gray skies, and you're always there for us. So
We appreciate that.
thank you for being such a cherished partner.
Absolutely.
And is there anything else you'd like to share with us about what you're hoping for this
Just
holiday?
looking forward to our blood drive and looking forward to next year. And again, I know we do enjoy the more proactive initiatives, and always, if there is a disaster, hate that. But we know that you all will have your hands wrapped around those who really need it the most. So appreciate that.
Well, thank you for coming and sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And, telling people today how they can give something that means something at the
That's
holidays.
right. Yes, thank you. Well, happy holidays to you and your family, Erica.
Same to you, Bradley. Thank you. And right here in West Virginia, if you'd like to support us, please stay and we'll tell you how after this break.
And as floodwaters continue to rise, thousands are left destitute.
We already see major fire spread.
Hundreds of homes have been destroyed by the wildfires, which continue to blaze.
The storm barreled ashore overnight, packing 130-mile-per-hour winds.
Utter devastation. Now search and rescue efforts.
Across the country, disasters have left many in need of emergency shelter.
You can help those impacted by disasters big and small. Give now.
Joining us now is Sarah Slamick with Encova Insurance. Happy holidays and welcome, Sarah.
Thank you, Erica. Happy holidays.
Well, thanks. And I wonder if you can tell us how you're planning to spend the holidays this year.
We have so many fun things planned. So we are a crafty little group. We love to bake, do gingerbread houses. It's a little competition. We love to decorate, so lots of lights, and we'll be making lots of ornaments.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And I know at Encova Insurance, you all are always making a difference. I wonder if you can talk to us about maybe what exactly you're doing to make a difference this holiday season at Encova.
So our associates give back throughout the year, but especially at the holiday season. We partner with Toys for Tots and do a toy drive during the month of November and December. And then on December 8th, we have the finale, and our parking lot gets full all day of people from the community dropping off toys. And we have the Marines there, and the local TV station is there. And it's just a great way to sort of kick off the holiday season. And we get so many great toys, dolls, bikes, fire trucks, everything. So we're really looking forward to that campaign this year.
That sounds like a lot of fun and some wonderful ways to give back at the holiday season. And you mentioned you all give back all year long, and I know you've given in so many ways to the American Red Cross. Can you tell us about your experience with that?
Yes, we love partnering with the American Red Cross. You guys are always on the forefront, and we're always happy to help. This particular year, there was a fire at the Regal Apartments. We jumped right in, did a clothing drive. I mean, you think about it, immediately all of your clothes are gone. And as a female, your undergarments, those are pretty important. So we did a clothing drive, and I have never seen so many socks and undergarments before. Our associates really stepped up for that item drive, and we're so happy to do that. We also, throughout the year, do several blood drives, and our associates love to do that. We usually have a couple of new donors during the blood drive, and so we're always excited to do that. And your volunteers and coordinators make it so easy to have a blood drive on site at our office.
That's wonderful to hear. You all really do help in so many different ways. What is it that moves you and Encova Insurance to really be a part of the Red Cross mission?
Well, it's important from our board of directors to our executive leadership for our associates to get involved and give back to the community. So it's really important that we do that. Like I said, we did the item drive for the Regal apartment fire. We do item drives throughout the year for a variety of charities and organizations, from socks to back to school items to manual can openers to canned food drive. To supplies for the animal shelter. So our associates are constantly giving and coming up with different ideas of how to help locally in the community.
We try to tell everyone there is something for everyone to give at the Red Cross, and that could be, like you mentioned, blood. It can be time as a volunteer. It can be money as a donor who fuels the mission. Can you talk to people about how maybe they can get involved at the Red Cross?
Sure. I tell you what, giving blood is so important. My dad has done that his entire life, and one of the reasons why we started doing blood drives at the office, he was like, that's an easy thing to do. So giving blood, it's so easy to do. Sign up online, find a location, donate blood. If blood is not your thing, there always is a need for volunteers. So those are two ways to really get involved very easily.
Your family is so wonderful, generous, and giving, and I know you've been raised to be that way, and it really shows in all the work that you do in the community. I wonder if you can tell us how you're volunteering yourself this holiday season.
Yes, our church has a couple of activities that we really get involved with. One is our Pay It Forward event, and it's kind of like a yard sale, but everything is free. So from clothing to housewares to linens, everything is completely free. And we spend the year collecting donations, and then it takes a whole week for us to get everything set up and organized. And so that's a really great way that we give back to the community. We also put together Christmas bags for the local veterans. So we get together and have undershirts and socks, washcloths, toiletries, those kinds of items, package them all together, and then we include a little handwritten note of appreciation and thank you and holiday wishes. So those are a couple things that we're doing this holiday season to give back.
That is absolutely beautiful, and what wonderful ways, and ways that our community really needs. So, one of the other ways that you and Encova Insurance really help the American Red Cross and the community is you support our disaster relief campaign, which is pretty broad, right? It's preparedness and response and recovery, and you all really help us in all of those ways in disaster relief. Why do you think that's so important from the perspective of Encova Insurance?
Well, you never know when you're going to need life-saving blood. You never know when you're going to have a house fire. You never know when it's going to rain a little too much and you've got a flood in your front yard. So all of those things can happen, and we just want to give back and help in that way. And we also, through our foundation, we made a donation to make an emergency response vehicle, and it travels throughout the state and throughout the country to help people in need. So we're really excited to partner with that too.
Absolutely. You all have done so much to make sure that we are there, to prepare people and make sure that they're safe, from home fire and, installing free smoke alarms through Sound the Alarm, making sure we have that emergency response vehicle to take that response on the road where people need us, right at their front yards, many of the times with home fires, as well as those big disasters. You mentioned the flood, and the flooding that happens in our area. And, Encova has always been so wonderful about making sure that we can provide those responses immediately when people need it most. So often people's homes are extremely damaged, if not a total loss at times. As an insurance company, I know you all understand so much of those impacts. That's an intersection of our mission with yours.
Absolutely. So as an insurance company, we provide homeowners insurance and lots of claims for floods and fires throughout the year. And knowing that the American Red Cross is there to help them in their time of need is important. So of course we want to give back.
Well, we can't deliver that mission unless we have the power of volunteers and the generosity of donors, and Encova continually makes sure that we have that, whether it's the boots on the ground that you give with your team, or the money to fuel the mission, or the blood to make sure that our hospitals have it on the shelves. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us or our viewing audience?
So a few years ago, we partnered with you all to do Sound the Alarm, and it was such a meaningful experience with our associates. We went door to door with Red Cross volunteers, checking in on folks' homes, their smoke alarms. Were they working? Did they have batteries? Did they need a new one? And that really impacted our associates. And since then, every year we've done a little campaign through our internal newsletter about smoke alarms, and just really appreciate that you all are out there on the ground doing that type of work.
Well, you know our mission very well and you participate in it continually. I can't thank you enough for sharing some of those experiences with us today and maybe inspiring others to get involved. You mentioned sound the alarm, and while we often do that in the spring with a whole lot of visibility, we are doing that all year long. And as we are approaching the holidays, I'm so glad you brought it up, because the weather gets colder, people are plugging a lot of lights in, there's the potential for home fires. And if anyone is out there and they need a free smoke alarm, you mentioned it, they can call us at Red Cross or their local fire department, and we'll make sure that they are safer from home fire. So thank you for bringing that up. It was a great opportunity to make sure people are aware of that resource out there for them to keep them safe.
Absolutely.
Well, Sarah, thank you for joining us, and thank you for all of the support from Encova Insurance and the foundation. And with that, if you want to get involved, you can donate at redcross.org/gift to help provide emergency shelter, hot meals, blankets, and more for families in need. $50 provides a full day of food and shelter for one person. This service includes providing breakfast, lunch, dinner, a cot, 2 blankets, and a comfort kit, as well as the cost to support the Red Cross workers providing this service. A larger donation of $100 can provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 5 people staying in an emergency shelter after a U.S. disaster. $1,800 deploys a volunteer to a local disaster relief operation across the country. This includes travel, transportation, lodging, food, and vital support systems like our online portal. The average length of a disaster deployment is 12 days. So far this year, locally, there have been 159 deployments to 30 disaster relief operations in Alabama, Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia, Guam, Hawaii, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Texas, Vermont, Washington, and right here at home in West Virginia. The Red Cross has proudly served military families and veterans for more than 140 years. Donate at redcross.org/gift to support them as they navigate the unique challenges of military life or emergencies. Across the country, veterans rely on the Red Cross for support as they transition into civilian life. Your donation of $100 can support our life-saving mission, which wouldn't be possible without volunteers and donors. This holiday season, join us to turn your compassion into action. Visit redcross.org to get involved and help those in need. Give a meaningful gift by making a donation in the name of a loved one at redcross.org/gift. And a contribution of any size provides hope during a crisis. Patients are also counting on the kindness and generosity of blood donors. This holiday season, we urge you to give blood or platelets to help make a life-saving difference for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment today. You can also give the gift of time. Visit redcross.org/volunteer today to review our most urgently needed volunteer positions. And thank you for joining us today. The Red Cross is here to help. I hope today's show provided you with life-saving information. Contact us at your local Red Cross or the number on the screen. Visit our website or follow us on social media to learn more about the services of the Red Cross in your community.